Hello everyone, Derek here from Get Lost Trails. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Spearfish, South Dakota. Coming in here to ride the Black Hills BDR-X. Gonna be starting here from Spearfish. This is actually section 2 down to Hill City. Gonna grab some gas and then we'll be headed up the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway. On the Black Hills BDR-X in South Dakota. It's listed as 355 miles or about 570 kilometers, give or take. The main route, now of course you can add some extensions to that, and if you ride the alt harder sections, that'll change the mileage a little bit. That gives you an idea of what we're in for. On section 2 here today, headed from Spearfish down to Hill City, which is listed as 103 miles or 165 kilometers. I don't know exactly how much we'll ride today, if we'll make it to Hill City or perhaps beyond, and it will be a mix of paved roads and unpaved roads as we go throughout the day here. Gonna start up a beautiful drive in Spearfish Canyon. The sun's just kind of getting up good and it takes a little while to fill the canyon here. It is the end of October in 2025. And today's supposed to be pretty nice though, the next couple days. Oh, there's a deer. Next couple days are going to be cooling off though, and a little bit of chance of rain, so let's hope the weather holds out. Should be a fun time. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for joining me. Mountain goats. Coming up on some mountain goats here. They like to graze along the side of the road. They're pretty friendly, but we don't want to try to pet them. And then we got Roughlock Falls here, pretty quick out of town as well. It's not running too much, but it is still pretty. This is a cool building. I don't know what this is, but an old hydroelectric plant for a mining operation back from 1917. That's pretty cool. So just a pretty nice twisty drive up through here, as you can see. We are climbing an elevation, headed out of Spearfish though, and you can definitely tell a little over 5,000 feet here at the moment. Coming into Savoy here, and I really don't know where we're at, to be honest. Oh, this is an old CCC camp. That's pretty cool. So I'm sure there's some historic structures here. I don't think this was the road though, but we are driving through anyway. Maybe Spearfish Falls is over here. We don't know. Let's get off and see. There's a hike you can do to Spearfish Falls. We're not going to do that. There's an upper observation deck, which is right here. The hike to Spearfish Falls viewpoint takes you to this observation deck down there. You can't really, you can't really see it very well from up here, unfortunately, because kind of behind it. Getting back on our route here, we're actually leaving US 14A behind, headed a little more off into a remote area here. That was a fun little stop. Had some challenges to getting the drone to work. The batteries were so cold it wanted to die immediately, and then it worked after it got warmed up, but then the controller died mid-flight even though it was fully charged, so that was interesting. Onto the gravel now. Gonna head up here. I think Roughlock Falls is up here, not very far. Got a middle observation platform here. You can see the lower observation down there. More of a cascade effect where the waterfalls are nicely visible from up here. Pretty easy walk really down to that middle viewing platform, which I'd say probably the best, or pretty nice anyway. Definitely worth it. Sun's starting to come out, so that's great. County road maintenance ends. Dances with Wolves film site. Well, that's interesting. I don't really care, but that's kind of cool. Are some campgrounds up here which are open, so that's handy. Well, I've already missed my first turn. This should be no surprise. I was booking it straight up Tinton Road here, and I needed to turn off onto Schoolhouse Gulch Road, apparently, for service 222. Now we're back on track. Probably the first of many turns that I'll miss. can see all the aspen trees have already lost their leaves, so we're definitely into the autumn season here. Would have been cool to be here maybe a couple weeks earlier and caught the colors, and also just had a little bit warmer weather. We'll probably try to get to Hill City today, maybe through Hill City a little ways or something, stay on one side or the other of Hill City to avoid being too high up to camp. All right, now looks like we're really getting the off-road experience here now. I mean, to be fair, this is very easy, just a gravel road. A little narrow, a little loose, more dirt, less gravel. Pretty twisty. I did see a bunch of side-by-sides earlier on that more primary road. Oh, welcome to Wyoming. Well, mud is not my favorite thing to contend with, but this don't look too bad. Let's see, let's figure out where we need to go here. My line splits. I think one of these goes to that tower. Let's figure it out before we screw it up, though. Yeah, okay, stay to the right for the lookout tower. Looks like it's definitely closed up for the season. No surprise there. The Forest Service recognized early on that Cement Ridge at an elevation of 6,647 feet or 2,026 meters was an excellent vantage point to construct a fire lookout. A simple log cabin structure was constructed here between 1911 and 1913. In 1921, a more sophisticated building with a crow's nest was put up. The structure we see here today is a result of a CCC project in the late 30s and was completed in 1941. Leaving the fire tower behind us there, going to cruise on down through here. Next major point of interest, or next major potential stop, I guess, really is Trailhead Lodge, which is a hotel, as it sounds like. Also has food and gas, I believe. Certainly some food would be appreciated. Had some crackers back there to tide me over, but I really didn't bring much significant substance with me except for some snacks and some emergency food, so I'm gonna try to grab some meals along the way. Got some Mountain House dehydrated stuff with me if I need it. In section 2 there is an old harder portion that you can do. Involves some steep rocky downhill, it's described as, and potentially heavily rutted areas. I don't really anticipate doing that option right now. I'll probably skip it, stay on the main route, just in the interest of expediency. If the weather was going to be a little nicer the next few days, I would take more time probably and do that. There's nothing like super great on it as far as I know. I think it's just the route or a route option. So we'll probably bypass that alt harder route in this. There's also an alt harder route in section 3, I believe, which takes you to another lookout tower. There is a alternative option to get to that tower in and out by a gravel road as well. Alright, we're off to the left here on 804. Oh, pretty nice gravel road it looks like. Yep, it ran itself into the tree. I should know by now not to trust the DJI Mavic Pro to follow you. Of course, it kamikazed itself into this tree. I suppose the good news is it's not stuck in the tree. It's on the ground, demolished. Yes, that was definitely foolish of me to trust that stupid thing to follow me. I know from previous experience, it's not good at that unless you're in like a wide open area, and somehow I thought this was open enough. Oh my. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about digging that out of the bag anymore. Gonna continue on here, and I think the ironic thing is I'm not even on the right road. No. Now that I've missed my turn and broke my drone, let's try to get back on the right track here. It wasn't around the sharp corner. I needed to turn onto Geranium Road. Definitely a lesser traveled route. So far not bad though. I have been known to make an unplanned dismount once or twice as a result of some ruts. We don't want to do that today. It's funny, on my Garmin, this area that we're driving through is green and designated Buffalo Park, like it's some sort of recreation area. Unfortunately today I don't see any buffalo in the park. This definitely has the potential to be a lot more challenging if it was really muddy or greasy. Luckily right now it's just some mud holes. For the most part it's dry. Okay, I think we stay to the right here. 3931. It looks like this gets even more remote. Oh, you don't want to hit that. Oop. That was close. Caught just the edge of it, I guess. Okay, left. Definitely looks like a more traveled road. I kind of feel like we're going in circles a little bit, and to be fair, to some extent we are. We're gonna go for this side. It looks the least bad. Yeah, I think that was the right choice. Oh, mate, try not to run me off the road. Going right through the middle of this one too. Oh, jeez. That one was deep. Coming up to the highway here. I would say the Lodge gas station food is just pretty much immediately to the left here, the way it looks. Highway 85. Got the snow cap positioned and ready to go. Let's see if this place is open. It looks like it's open. Just need to find some place to get something to eat real quick. I guess I've inherited a cat. I don't think it would last long on the bike. Well, that worked out pretty well. Got a cheeseburger, some onion rings there. Just kind of basic bar food, but it was pretty good to be fair. It's like $17 with the drink and everything. Just the cheeseburger by itself would have been like $9 or something. So, I mean, it's fair enough. Nothing special, but very nice people that run the place, that's for sure. So, good place to stop to grab a quick bite there. Not very much further on the highway, and we'll be jumping right back off. This is like the high point of the route today, about 6,700 feet elevation, or 2,040 some meters, right? Something like that. Be bouncing right off here onto South Rapid Creek. The road sign calls it, but I think it's called something else, probably County Road 231. Guys, it might be hard to see in the shade, but this is snow. Yeah, there's snow on the road. Luckily that didn't last long, and hopefully there's not more areas of that. Like I said, this is pretty much the high point of the route today in this area, and county maintenance ends, so should be about to get more interesting. Looks like we'll go straight on through here onto some Forest Service Road. Forest Service Road 231. We're just moving right along here, making some good time. These are some pretty nice roads, pretty easy roads really. Just a lot of this driving through the forest. Nothing super interesting about it, to be honest. I don't want that to come across as a complaint, because I'm certainly enjoying it. It's a beautiful drive. It's a relatively easy drive, one that you can just kind of go along and enjoy without having to stress or focus the whole time. Oh, some kind of non-motorized trail. Not even sure where we're at. Somewhere in South Dakota, I think. Okay, we're gonna make a hard right up here, it looks like. Oh yeah, Hill City, 28 miles. I mean, I don't know if we're going all the way to Hill City on this, but as usual, I was just getting into the driving and missed my turn. Castle Peak Road. That was apparently the turn I was supposed to take. Not on course. Ready to stand up for a little bit anyway. It's nice to be able to sit down some, but it's also nice to stand up, stretch your legs, take a load off your back. Certainly this route has an opportunity to do both throughout it. There's plenty of mixed riding conditions, that's for sure. Some nice cruising, and then every once in a while, you know, you just get something kind of like this. Makes it a little interesting and get you off the beaten path. This is kind of cool riding through here. It's tightened up a little. Definitely slows you down just because you can't see particularly far. This is kind of interesting. There's some cabins back in here. Are these private cabins? I have no idea. This is really pretty down through here. Kind of running along that creek, at least part of the time. Crossing that creek now, it looks like. Nope. Castle Peak Campground. Oh boy, this is quite a place to put a campground. I wouldn't think any RVs would get back in here. I think it's free camping, which is really nice considering there's an outhouse and everything, and picnic tables and some amenities. I don't need to camp right now. It's barely the middle of the afternoon, so it'd be a cool place to stay though. This is pretty cool, that sheer rock face right there. Oh, wow. Better watch where I'm going though. Just been kind of cruising along this Castle Peak Road here for what seems like quite a while now. I will say it has been pretty consistent. 2-track, very windy, tight at times, follows this creek, crisscrosses it a few times on some bridges. Certainly a very pleasant drive. One for me that going about 20-25 miles an hour. Not something I'm going to go super fast on, just because of the pretty short sight lines most of the time. Looks like it's going to open up a little here. Take a load off for a while maybe. Really pretty valley that we're coming into here. Not sure really where we're at. Again, I really have no idea. Mystic Road or something we're coming up to, looks like. Probably need to stop and have a look at this. Looks like my line goes both ways here, so that's always interesting. Oh, we're gonna take a left to take a little side trip over to the ghost town, it looks like. Well, Mystic Road, I was expecting that to be like some sort of paved road. It's not. Not that that breaks my heart. That's a cool trestle. I don't know if that's original. Oh, look out for that guy. I guess I better watch out for myself, but I'm trying to enjoy the scenery and that guy's flying around a blind corner, but okay. Definitely an old rail grade, you can tell by how it's built up. It's pretty cool. Almost back to the ghost town here, it looks like. Coming into the ghost town of Mystic here. Wow, there's still several original buildings, I'm sure probably preserved and restored. Hell, there's even mailboxes, so that one there is probably occupied the way that looks. Huh. Well, I think maybe the ghost town was more down that other road. I think we need to go down there. Yeah, this is not a ghost town. This has a residences, but we need to go down here. Founded in 1876. I'd have to imagine there was mining back here. I mean, why else would they have went to the trouble to build that railroad? I don't know. Part of the Burlington route. I don't know if it's a spur line or part of a main line, really, but I should research this stuff a little more, I guess. Potholes. We could get off and do a little walking tour here. It looks like probably some people have been biking on that trail. That'd be fun. Well, let's check this out real quick and then hit the road again. Well, looks like mainly right now, at least, this is a trailhead for the George S. Mickelson Trail, which looks like a pretty cool trail. That'd be fun to bike on. Not much left in downtown Mystic. So the most prominent building in here in downtown is the old Assay office. There's some other buildings that it says exist that I don't see. It says there's a barn. Up here we obviously have the Memorial Chapel and a summer home, a garage, and maybe one of those is an ice house. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. Definitely worth a quick stop, quick little detour up here. Headed back out of Mystic here, passing under the trail. That's pretty cool. It'd be fun if you're into biking, which I kind of am on stuff that's not terribly hard. I mean, 100 miles of rail trail with no more than 4% grade. That could be a lot of fun. Bike packing. Should I get into that? Is that interesting? I don't think it would make for interesting videos probably, but I would enjoy it on a personal level, I think. Now that we've been to Mystic and learned about the electric dredge, we know these are tailings piles from the dredging operation. Short-lived as it was, would be an interesting time in history to be out here in the Black Hills. About to jump off the Tigerville Mystic Road here that we've been on since we came from the ghost town of Mystic. Kind of parallel on that trail there, and I guess this is our road. Wow. Immediately a bunch of chunky stuff where they put that tube in, apparently. So that's fun. Looks like we're on the right route here. Yep. Confirmed we are on the right route, known as unpaved road. This could quite possibly be one of the least traveled looking roads we've been on today. I mean, it's a decent road so far. Nothing crazy about it, that's for sure, but definitely more of a cow path. A two-track cow path anyway. Well, this gets a little gnarly here. I mean, not super gnarly by any stretch of the imagination, but, well, I've come to a closed gate, which, I mean, isn't really a problem because I can open the gate, but the real problem is again, I missed my turn somewhere. Looks like we're going to be coming back up on Tigerville Mystic Road, jumping on it for just a short bit to cut across it. Really just a very short jaunt on that. We're off on the Horse Creek Road here. Right here, straight. We'll find out in a minute. Sometimes it's hard to tell on that map until you're on the wrong path. But as you can see, so far this has turned out to be a pretty good road, really. I mean, it's got some holes in it, it's got a few ruts here and there in it. That rock face. Where are we headed here? On to the right. I don't know if there's any real significance to it, but it's always interesting to see some historic structures in a natural state. Coming up to the turn for this short, was that it right? No, I was gonna say, here it is. First of all, I thought that was it. I'm pretty good at missing things. Attention up here to the official BDR Black Hills viewpoint, I guess. It's not very far up here, so can't miss the opportunity to check it out. Got just a little gnarly here as we approach the viewpoint, I guess. I think this is it. I suppose this is it up here officially. Alright, on into Hill City. It will be gravel most of the way on in there. Looks like it's about 10 miles, 16 kilometers. Maybe take about 30 minutes or so. We'll see. It's 16:10 right now. Sunset's just shy of 1800. So we've got about an hour and 50 minutes or so of daylight left. Hopefully this works out well. We can run through Hill City, grab a quick light bite to eat. I'm not super hungry. I had quite a bit of lunch, really, and also it's kind of early, but for one thing, you eat when you got the opportunity, and for another thing, you eat when you got the opportunity. But yeah, I got some food with me I could make, but I think the intentions here will be to get through Hill City, grab something quick and easy, maybe just a gas station hot dog, even if that's an option. As unappetizing as that might sound, that would probably satisfy me. And then find a place to camp on into section 3. Getting close to the highway, some cool little cabins and cottages here. Be a neat place to have back in here. Gonna be just a short drive on into Hill City. Looks like the 24 miles to Rapid City, 2 miles to Hill City. Welcome to Hill City, Visitors Information Center. I don't know if that's open or not. I don't really need too much information. I just need a gas station and a quick bite to eat. Oh, there's a grocery store. Wonder what they got in there. I could use some bananas for tomorrow. I got one left that I'm sure is pretty well ruined by now. Well, if I had more time, I would go to the Railroad Museum. That's probably pretty cool. We're going to take a quick spin through downtown here. Well, it's still a pretty happening town, really. Well, we've driven through town, found another gas station. This one looks a little more substantial. Maybe they'll have something in there to eat real quick. I don't know. I drove past the Subway. Lord knows last time I was on the BDR and had a Subway, it was terrible. I mean, I could get the Subway to go, but yeah.
The gas station didn't have a roller grill or any hot food, just some microwave junk, so I'm gonna run back to the grocery store. Now, there are plenty of restaurants in town. I just don't want to take the time for that or spend that amount of money.
Alright, let's see if we can go in here and find something real quick to grab. I was hoping for some bakery stuff, but I don't think there's such a thing as fresh bakery stuff here. This looks healthy. Well, I saw a few other motorcycles pull into town. Look like they've been riding BDR, but I bet they're not going to be eating some slightly dry but crispy chicken strips in the parking lot of the grocery store. Well, that was expectedly underwhelming, but satisfactory. Gonna head on back through Hill City again here for the third time. On out onto section 3 technically of the BDR-X now, from Hill City to Keystone. I think that's 155 miles in total. Whatever it is, I'll fill you in on the details of that in the morning when we really take out on it. But the goal this evening is to just get far enough out of town to camp for the night, probably somewhere prior to the harder section up Bear Mountain. Pretty quick out of town there, turning off of that onto Reno Gulch Road, which is paved for the next 2 miles. Buffalo are dangerous. Do not approach. Where are the buffalo? I want to pet one.
Keystone National Park, when a woman posing for a photo tried to touch a wild bison. Yep.
We found the buffalo. They're over off there next to the timber. Probably a little far away to see in my GoPro, but maybe we can pull over here at this gate. Get a closer look at the buffalo. Looks like we're about to get into some Forest Service here maybe, or something, where we can set up camp before too long. It is going to get dark. There's not going to be any campgrounds back here. There was one campground just south of Hill City a little ways I could have checked out maybe, but that's alright. I don't really need a campground. I just need a place to sleep, so find some place that's level. I was kind of looking for a little side road I could jump off on. Right up here. I think this will work. Gonna jump on the side road right up here, assuming it's not too crazy. Just go back here a little ways, see if we can find a reasonably decent place to set up a tent. There's also a road that goes that way, which looks pretty dicey. I feel like this is the way. Let's try to get away from that highway a little bit. Or not highway, just try to get away from that main road a little bit, find a flat spot. I think this is gonna run right back into the road. But yeah, maybe right here. This looks alright. I think we've made it just about in time. We've got just under 10 minutes before the sun officially sets, but of course it won't be fully dark for another 30 minutes or so. Give me time to get that tent set up. I think there's room to do that. Kind of just right here beside the bike, really nice flat spot. It's gonna work out pretty well. Should be decent tonight, I think. Unfortunately, there's a front coming in and there's like a 50% chance of rain like in the next 2 days, which is unfortunate. Last time I looked, it was only 20%, but maybe it'll skirt us by and it'll be wonderful. Think positive. We'll see. It was 103 miles or 165 kilometers here from Spearfish to Hill City today. Now I've went 7 miles or 11 kilometers into section 3, which runs from Hill City to Keystone, which in itself is like 160 some miles, I think, or like 250 kilometers. So definitely a longer segment tomorrow. Gonna enjoy this stupid chair, which I kind of despise hauling around, but I'm getting some use out of it tonight. I am going to have my cherry pie here as it continues to get dark out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. Just waking up here. The sun is coming up over there. It is a beautiful sunrise this morning. Hanging out in the tent. It's actually pretty pleasant out if it wasn't for the wind. Otherwise, I would sit outside in my chair. But yeah, it's not like, it's like probably like lower 50s, upper 40s or so right now. So warmer than I thought it actually might be. Getting ready to take out on section 3 from Hill City to Keystone. Listed as 155 miles, I think, 260 kilometers, give or take. That's the main route, not including any deviations from it. I'm leaning towards taking the alt-harder section up Bear Mountain and going to the lookout tower and on around. Otherwise, you've got to backtrack a little ways to it.
About 8:30 here, leaving camp. Sunrise, I'm afraid, was probably the most we're gonna have seen of the sun today. It's already started to cloud up, kind of overcast, especially in the direction we're headed. So let's just hope it holds out and doesn't rain. The temperature's actually pretty pleasant. It is unfortunately quite windy at the moment, but we're gonna make the most of it here. Back on the main route now. I do have my waypoint set for the turn to Bear Mountain Lookout Tower, the alt-harder section. We've got 10 miles, almost 16 kilometers to go before we get there. We're approaching the turn for the Bear Mountain Lookout alt-harder section here. Now we could continue on straight on the primary route, or we can take a left and take the direct route up to Bear Mountain Lookout. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bear Mountain Lookout. It's you know, alt-harder, it's not expert, right? So I mean, 3 miles is a Boy Scout camp. Now I'm sure that the road veers off, I'm sure the route veers off of this road at some point for Service Road 299. Rocky uphill is what the description says. So we'll see how rocky they call rocky. It's not wet, so that's good for us. And personally, I'd rather go uphill on some steep stuff, then downhill. About to turn off Bobcat Road. It's been a really nice, well-maintained gravel road. This is where it probably gets a little more challenging. 299 1C, I guess maybe it is. Oh, killed it. That's weird. Yep, definitely a lesser road. It's interesting. It looks tacky, and it's gonna have some mud holes in it, but at least the whole thing's surely not muddy. It's definitely got a tackiness to it, which is interesting, as dry as that other road was, but I suppose the other road has all that limestone on it. Oh, here goes a pickup. That's interesting. Oh, he sees me. Get up here. Ooh, that was a little deep. Okay. Oh goodness. Oh, oh. Okay. Yeah. That's a problem. Well, that was very dumb. There's grass over there. I could have went to the right, but I thought I'd make this, but hell no, that's a grease ball, which I should have known. And so, not only have I fell down ungracefully, but laying in this hole, I took one pannier off to lighten the load a little bit. Might be able to get that other one off, I'm not sure. I hope I can get this up. Maybe the guy in that Dodge that I passed will be coming, I don't know. But as you can see, I'm a mess. So, and of course, this looks like fun, doesn't it? Take the alt harder route. Take the alt harder route. I almost made it. Oh. get the kickstand down. Oh yes. Let me give you a look at the landscape of where we just were. I came down this left side here. Now the right side, of course, that side. I was already committed to that side because, I mean, by the time I saw all this, I was over here, and crossing that would have been pretty precarious at that point for me probably. So I came up here and man, it looked pretty decent. I mean, I've done this in several other of these, but right there I just lost it, and yeah, landed in that mud hole. You know, knowing what I know now, if I would have been on the other side, certainly could have skirted it. And it looks like people have even went through the grass further back, which shouldn't make a new road, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Also, I think, you know, just over there on the edge of that, you know, I wouldn't have fell into this massive mud hole maybe. So anyway, that consumed a lot of my mental and physical energy, and we're just getting started good on this, so let's hope it gets better. I just came up probably one of the gnarlier sections of that rocky, definitely, and I don't think either camera recorded it for some reason. I don't know what happened. Certainly not going back to show you. There's still some more to go here. I stopped here in this like one little flat spot because I needed a break. Normally I would probably do this in one shot, but after having kind of worn myself down in that mud hole, I needed to grab a snack. So I'm going to do that real quick and then continue on up. A little 10-minute break there, and energy bar, and I think we're ready to go again. Got some steep uphill curve right around the corner here, so better get on the pegs and ready to roll for this. Here. Not a great place to meet somebody. Well, I think we're about there. That last little bit, you know, wasn't too bad. Kind of a tight meet there on that side-by-side, but no camping between signs. There's a radio tower behind us, but I don't think the lookout tower's in front of us here. Oh, yep. There it is. Jesus, is it like all tangled up or Alright, we've basically made it to the lookout tower. Let's continue on up there, look at that, and then carry on down the other side.
Like the Cement Ridge Tower, the Bear Mountain Tower has undergone a few iterations, with the first structure being put up in 1910, and the wooden tower and enclosed cab structure you see here being put up in 1913. In 1939, the CCC took down the old wood tower and put up this new 30-foot steel frame tower that we see here today. In 1967, the cab on the tower was replaced to help modernize it. In 2017, the tower was added to the National Historic Lookout Register. The tower is still actively staffed by the Forest Service from late spring to early fall, but the public is welcome to climb the stairs. When I was there in late October, it was shut down for the season, but it's still worth the climb up the stairs to enjoy the view.
Well, it's time to carry on back towards the main route here. Continue on down the other side. This nice gravel road that, of course, the Forest Service uses to access the fire tower there. Now, now that we've made it over that, I think a reasonable question to propose, both to myself and I'm sure you're asking, is do I regret taking the alt harder section? And I think the answer to that is no. I regret stupidly and unnecessarily landing in a mud hole, which you look back at it and you say, yeah, I could have avoided that. I mean, I could have, but hindsight is always 20/20 for one thing. We know that. I don't regret the alt harder route. I just regret the mud hole that I landed in, I guess. And the sun is coming out, and the sky is blue. That makes me happy. And it's going to be a great day, guys. So stick around as we continue on this section 3 here, eventually taking us to Keystone. I came to an intersection. I'm like, the kind of the primary looking route looks like it goes around this corner. I started to use my head thinking, hey, maybe I ought to look at the route instead of missing another turn. And I do need to go that way. Both ways will actually take you to the highway, 8 miles this way or 5 miles that way. Going straight ahead of me eventually takes you to Custer, but this way doesn't. So, but we need to go back though. Well, this is really cool with this. I don't know if that's a mesa or really what you call that, but that cliff there, kind of pretty. Nice view of the valley down there. Kind of a nice change of scenery, really. Yeah, it looks like we're getting ready to jump off of Pleasant Valley Road here. That was really quite a pleasant drive. Definitely headed back on some less traveled route here now. Forest Service 314.1, that Garmin says there. Okay, wow. Are we getting ready to make this hard right downhill? Oh, this looks interesting. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's my road. Seems suspect. too hard on the brakes there. This is more authentic BDR. I mean, this isn't crazy or anything compared to some of this stuff, but getting that full experience. Jumped off of that cow path there onto County Road 315. My Garmin's calling it Hopkins Flat Road. Nice, well maintained, obviously well traveled road as well here. Turning left onto Lime Kiln Road, County Road 315. Take us into Pringle in, what'd that say, 3 miles? It's 20 till noon. I don't know if Pringle has anything to eat. It'd be super cool if it did. Yep, I'd say this is the big metropolis of Pringle. It appears to mostly consist of trailer houses and some old historic looking log cabins. And maybe if we're lucky, there'll be like a cafe down here or something. Oh wait, Hitchin' something restaurant back there. Let me see. Oh, there is a cafe. I think we can just take this road right back in there. Friday, all you can eat catfish. I don't know what today is, it's not Friday and I don't like catfish. A lot going on here. Oh, this is gonna be a hell of a drop off. Let's scope this situation out. It doesn't look like we're close to much of anything else, and it doesn't look like we're going to be anywhere of any significance for a while. So definitely going to jump in here to the hit trail, the Hit Trail bar and restaurant, and see what they got. Well, had a hamburger, fries, and water at the Hitchin' Rail, and it was less than $12 before tip. I mean, nowadays that seems like a bargain. I mean, I paid $20 basically the other day, damn near $20 for that cheeseburger, iced tea, and onion rings, so a little bit more. That was a really good deal, and actually the food was better than the Trailhead Lodge or whatever that was. So those hand-cut fries were perfectly prepared. Burger was great, cooked well. Overall, definitely a great stop if you're here in Pringle at lunchtime. I feel like I'm probably supposed to be further down the road than this at this point, but this is the progress we make. Turned off of Beaver Creek Road there, County Road 391 I think it was. Now we're on County Road 342, which is Rifle something road. A little less traveled road for sure. Kind of crossed here, continuing our way towards Wind Cave. Back on 385 already. What was that like? It seemed like less than 10 minutes. So we are going to take the quick little extension down to Wind Cave, even though we can't go into the cave, get a cave tour. We're just going to drive through it at least. We're like literally here. The visitor center, which is closed. I don't even need to walk over there to know that. So there's prairie dogs everywhere. Can you see those little things? Look at them. I don't think this is going to amount to anything. Sorry. I mean, it's hard to call it a waste of time when it's probably taken 10 minutes, but it's one of those deals. It's like, yeah, why would you drive to Mammoth Cave or any cave if you can't go in the cave? We'll be jumping back on the main route here, headed into Custer State Park next, or eventually. I don't think it's quite yet, but that's kind of the next highlight of the trip, I suppose you'd say. Welcome to Custer State Park. Looks like we're coming up to the entrance station for the state park here. How does this work? Credit cards only. Well, it's a good thing I got one of those, I guess. Oh god, I got my license plate number. Oh god, this thing doesn't work. Place in my dashboard. Yeah, probably better not do that. Put it right here in this pocket. Buffalo are dangerous. Please approach. Earlier this year I was in Yellowstone and I have a picture of a guy taking a picture of a buffalo right in front of a sign that says don't get too close to the buffalo, and he is quite close to the buffalo. I'll stick that on this screen. It's not related to this adventure really, but it's kind of funny. Hopefully we will see some animals in the park here. Definitely a good opportunity. I've already seen buffalo evidence on that other highway, although I haven't seen any yet. I did see a coyote running off, way off in the distance. Caution! Sharp curves ahead. Slow down. Maybe I should get my feet back on the pegs and quit acting like I'm on some sort of cruiser here. Looks like we're going to jump off onto Custer State Park Road 3 here. Cut up through here on some gravel. Just rolling along back there. Saw some pronghorn off in the distance. Way too far to show you on the GoPro, but I did grab some footage from my phone there. Real quick, I'll insert for you, even still quite a ways off. Oh, hey, are those the buffalo way over there? Looks like it. How far is it to backtrack on the pavement over there? I don't know. Surely can't be too far. We're gonna we're gonna go back on the pavement so we can actually see the buffalo. So we're backtracking to the bison center, which literally looks like a buffalo farm. I think this is not quite as natural as them being out in Yellowstone roaming. They seem to sort of be pinned up. So I don't really think the buffalo farm was quite what I had in mind when I was talking about seeing wildlife. But it's like a full-blown cattle handling operation, pretty much. Quite interesting. The Bison Center is actually open, should you choose to go in it. I mean, the gift shop's closed. I don't really think I need to go in the Bison Center. There's where we came out earlier, off Oak Draw Road, State Park Road 3. Basically, we were just going to jump right over here onto State Park Road 2, Fisherman Flats. I got distracted by the bison. I would imagine that during the summer, the bison are probably out to pasture. And there may be some out here somewhere that I don't know about or haven't seen yet, but maybe they already have them all rounded up for winter, because they obviously feed them hay in lot, or just like cattle, which is not super exciting or very wild feeling, but you know, I guess that's what you gotta do to sustain them. I don't know. Some pronghorn out here in front of us. We found a real bison. A real boy. There he is. Look at him. We better not get stopped too close. He's right by the road, man. At first I thought he was a statue when I was coming down the road. But no, he's real. Just a bull out roaming the range. Well, that kind of makes it worth it right there. Although, what's down there? Is there something down there in the middle of that? Is this the road? Oh, this is the road. First I didn't think it went this way. But there's some wildlife down here. It's kind of weird they're right here by this horse corral, but it's not because they're locked up, just because they like that green grass. I guess this is a campground? I don't really know. It's all abandoned right now, but yeah, it looks like a campground. Maybe just for horse campers? Well, the sun's trying to vanish on me again. Kind of looking a little overcast. In some directions though, it's still blue skies, so we shall see. We still have a lot of this left to go today, to be quite honest, and it's 14:42, so yeah, I don't anticipate we will be getting all of this done. I mean, we still gotta go by Mt Rushmore, and unless this just really picks up the pace, it would have helped if I wouldn't have spent half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it took to get myself out of a mud hole this morning. But still, I don't feel like I've killed a ton of time today, excessively. Yeah, almost Bluebell. We can get food and gas there. This is Highway 87. I don't know if you could get gas if you wanted it, quite frankly. We'll be doing the Mount Coolidge Lookout extension, even though we're short on time. I mean, but we will get done what we get done. We will land where we land, and we will make the most of it. I think we can cut across and end up at Keystone and skip a bunch of it if we need to. And maybe just jump back tomorrow and resume. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, you know, options if we're going to run out of daylight, because I'm pretty sure we're going to. We're about to turn off for the Mount Coolidge Lookout Tower. I don't know if you can make it out in the camera, but you can probably see all those antenna towers up there. Well, there's the stone lookout tower there as well. The turn off is just up here to our left somewhere. Looks like it's just 1 mile up there. It is a gravel road. Let's go check it out real quick. Narrow and windy. Entrance license required for what? The state park or something else? Well, we made it to the Coolidge Lookout Tower. I don't even know why this is optional or an extension. This should just be part of the route. We're gonna walk up here, but I can already tell you the views from up here are gonna be unparalleled. Prior to the stone fire tower that we have here today, there was a simpler log fire tower built. The Mount Coolidge Fire Lookout Tower was constructed in the late 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps here in Custer State Park. It sits at an elevation of 6,023 feet or 1,835 meters. Well, that was a pretty cool little stop for 1 mile out of the way. Technically 2 because we got to go back, but yeah, pretty cool historic tower actually. So anyway, I'm gonna make our way back down the mountain, get on the main route again, and continue our way to Keystone. I don't know what this is. This is pretty cool. Stockade Lake Bridge, completed by the Civilian Conservation Corps in April 1937. Wow, long time ago. Historic piece of kit there. Let's see if we can get up that. That's steep. Really pretty lake though. What is this? The first white woman to enter the Black Hills. Well, that's interesting. There's a monument to Anna Donna Talent. Is that how you say that? 2 L's? Talent? Teacher and author. Born in New York State, 1827. Died in Sturgis, South Dakota in 1901. She was the first white woman to enter the Black Hills, arriving in Custer City in December 1874. What an interesting monument. Okay, let's go on. We're joining 16A here. Gonna carry on it for just a moment. Just a moment, it looks like, and then we jump off. Well, this already looks pretty. I guess that was called Custer Cutoff Road, or maybe that's like just a nickname for it as well. But we're rejoining a paved road here, which is Highway 87, Needles. And the good thing is it's not closed. I don't know if they close it seasonally, like for the snow or what. The funny thing is the sky's clearing up again, so that's a plus. It just cooled off just a touch out. We're at 5,400 feet, so it's not the elevation that's doing it. I think there's a front coming through tonight. I need to look at the forecast and see if it's still looking like rain. Yeah, I mean, this morning was perfect. I mean, last night was great. It was probably, not below 48 out this morning, and the wind was blowing, which is kind of bad because the tent was flapping some, but also it means there was no dew on anything, so everything was dry this morning. Found a cool viewpoint. Man, look at those rocks over there. Use extreme caution. We're always extremely cautious. Oh wow. Now I see why everybody's stopped here. This has been a lot of fun. We're still a ways from finishing this section. Got an hour and a half of daylight left. Everybody's got to get their videos. Oh, this is pretty long. It's kind of cool. This is Sylvan Lake. This isn't part of the thing, but I just wanted to pull off here and maybe take a picture. Those rocks are pretty cool that are just kind of sitting down in it. Leaving Custer State Park behind us there. The funny thing is, we've went all day and we're still 9 miles from Hill City. That's pretty classic, really. We're closer to Hill City than we are to Keystone, where we're going. But I think we'll make it there eventually. I definitely do think we're going to have to lop off the section of this that kind of loops down and back to Keystone. Leaving Custer State Park, 16 miles to Mt Rushmore. If you take the most direct route, I can see our route jumps off the highway here and goes on Palmer Creek Road, whatever this is called. I'm sure it has a number, County Road 357. So we're going to cut up through here. This is kind of interesting, like the road splits, like depending on which direction you're going. Because there's 2 one-way bridges or what? Oh, there's a tunnel and a bridge. Oh no, we're going under this. Okay. But we're going right back to where we just came from, aren't we? Or not? I think so. Yeah, that was weird. We could have just took the bridge. One way. This is sending me in quite a long roundabout way to. There's the bridge that we weren't supposed to cross. What sort of civil engineer designed this? Well, I think we're back to the highway already, so maybe that was a little bit of a shortcut. I don't know. It was pretty quick, whatever it was. We're back to a highway. South Dakota Highway 244, so that's a different one than we were on earlier. Well, we've made it to Mt Rushmore, at least the area of it. Now it's like $10 to park, I guess. I mean, we're not to the area where you're going to see it yet, but and I don't know what time that closes again. What time is it now? just after 1700, so they may close at 5. I don't know. We'll find out. Looks like they're working on some wildfire stuff there. I don't know if it's prescribed or not, but it could be. They're doing a lot of that kind of stuff right now. It smells bad, I know that. It may be fully shut down. I don't know. Is it fully shut down? Well, we can see them right behind us. I guess it's open? I don't know. Oh, it's open till 9 p.m. Can't believe it's open till 9 p.m. I suppose I still gotta pay to park, $10, whatever. Or it's free. I don't really know what's going on here, but the gate was wide open, so here we are.
It's kind of weird. It's a little bit like a ghost town around here. Call me lazy, but I'm not walking any further. I think we've seen it. And for free. It's time to move on.
Not very far from Keystone. The route basically takes you to Keystone, but shoots you south just a little before you get there. It's 5 o'clock. We're going to Keystone, and we're going to see about getting something to eat. And I was also able to look up the weather and hotel information. It's pretty possible rain tonight, but I mean, the skies look good. It's not going to be super cold. I mean, it's supposed to be like around 40 here. It's going to be dropping tomorrow. That's the thing. The weather's going to cool off like during the day. Hotels are like $100, which is, I mean, I'd say pretty reasonable. 2 miles to Keystone. Okay, so the BDR route continues this way. Keystone's that way. This is the continuation of section 3. It makes a loop down south and then takes you back up to Keystone, which we were basically at Keystone at that previous intersection. And I just want to run down here actually and look at this campground to see if it's even open, because I don't want to disperse camp right off this highway. If I decide to go ahead and camp, I'm going to run back to town, grab supper, and then come back down here to this campground. If this campground is closed, I might just get the hotel. Oh, nope, it is closed. Like, gated. Keystone, population 240. I guarantee you there's 100 times more tourists through here in a given day. Well, they've got some fast food. Dairy Queen looks like it's closed. Savoy also looks like it's closed. It might be getting to be the off season here, which is probably why hotels are reasonably cheap. Yeah, this place looks dead. Alright, we're in actual downtown now. Still a little bit of activity down here. A little bit. Not like a super cute little town, more like just tourist crap, but you know, if you need some cheap Chinese t-shirts with something printed on it that you're gonna wear once. Yeah, okay, well, that is just not super exciting. Hell, the Baymont is closed for the season. The Comfort Inn looks deserted. Is it even open? I think it's open. I had a price listed. It looks pretty new. I'll pull in here real quick.
So we're gonna go on and see how much the Comfort Inn is. It's listed as like $80, so I'm sure there's fees and taxes, but it should be less than 100. Clearly, this is the off season, and normally I would just camp, but there is a 50% chance of rain tonight. After jumping through all the hoops, we have it for the price that was listed, like $92 with tax. So it was going to be like $113 when we started, but we got it down to the normal price, or the price it should have been. So I'm going to unload my crap, just take my panniers off and go in. So the room seems pretty nice, probably almost too nice for me. I'm still covered in mud and I've got my panniers in here, because of course they got stuff in that I need, and I'm not just gonna leave them outside either. I don't think anybody would bother anything, but it's just easier to bring it all in. The little luggage cart though, it's got some mud on it now, but that'll just brush off. I'll take it outside and brush it off.
Yeah, I think for $100, actually $92, I think that's fair. I mean, there's a pool in the hot tub and free breakfast. Now, I don't have a swimming suit, but I'm gonna get a warm bed and a dry place to sleep. I don't know if it's gonna rain or not. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I'll feel like I got more value out of it if it does rain, but yeah, I hope it doesn't rain, because I don't want it to be muddy for tomorrow. Going around uptown, I'm sure there's like plenty of places to eat. A lot of them honestly don't have that good of reviews. There's not really a grocery store here in this town. I kind of wish there was. I would just go grab something from there and microwave it, because I have a microwave. But what I might do is run to one of these two convenience stores. Take a quick cruise down through here. A lot of this stuff is shutting down, and I don't really want another cheeseburger, to be quite honest. You're not going to get anything at that convenience store. I guess I'm going to get gas while I'm right here. Well, we're fueled up. We're going to go back down here and see if the one-stop convenience store is open. Like, where the hell is that at? I guess it's the place with beer? It's the only thing I can think. Because I don't see shit. Is this one-stop convenient? I don't know. Well, the guy that ran that establishment told me the only place to eat is Boss's Chicken.
It's actually really pleasant out. It's like 100 degrees in that restaurant. It's the only place open in town. And I think I'm gonna get pasta, because the smallest pizza is a 12-inch medium, and I can't eat all that.
Supper was acceptable. I mean, I'm not gonna give it too much praise. I mean, it was spaghetti and meatballs, and the meatballs were somehow like kind of burnt and cold in the center at the same time, which tells me that they were microwaved. The pasta was fine. The sauce was nothing special. The garlic bread was definitely just like a frozen, you know, Texas toast type bread. But you know, hey, it was like $17, you know. I mean, it's kind of a lot, but what do you do? I could have had Mountain House, which that's like $12 practically, so might as well just go spend a little bit more and have something marginally better, I guess. Back to the hotel. It's 1920, just a little after 7 here. It's probably the worst part about traveling and doing things this time of year is the limited daylight hours. The best thing about it is the limited number of people. Pretty good day overall though. Didn't get everything done. Didn't get the entire loop completed. There's the portion that runs basically south from here, kind of, and then comes back up to Keystone. Gotta finish up essentially section 3 tomorrow, or skip it, we'll see. I
undecided on that, and then complete section 1 from here in Keystone over back to Spearfish, where I came from. So it should be an interesting day. Be sure to stick around. Thanks for joining me so far, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, within 30 minutes of me getting home, it started raining out, so hotel might have been a worthwhile expense.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's a little after 7 o'clock here in Keystone, South Dakota. Getting ready to head out on section 1 up to Spearfish. But first, we have to finish up a little bit of section 3. I looked at the map, and unless I'm underestimating it, it looks like maybe 15-mile loop or something. And then section 1, listed as 95 miles, 156 kilometers. It's pretty decent out this morning. I mean, temperature-wise, it's 52, give or take. Very moist, foggy, overcast. It's got about 20 minutes before the sun comes up. One good thing about staying at the hotel is we're ready to roll as soon as it does come up. But we'll see how the day goes. Temperature's supposed to plummet to like 28 degrees before the day's over. Chance of rain in the middle of the afternoon. All right, on the road. It's about 7:30 here. Sun has officially been up for about 8 minutes, I think. So I'm not sure where it's at, but it's definitely a heavily overcast morning. Humidity is like 103%, I think. But we're gonna head out and wrap up this little loop here south of Keystone on section 3, and then pick up section 1. Actually, not quite coming back to Keystone at that point because we won't really need to. We're on 16A West, I guess it's called. I thought the general direction of travel was south, but anyway, road subject to closure during winter weather. Let's hope that's not the case today. Another one of these cool bridges. We went across one of these the other day. Road closed. Is that my road? I don't think so. I think we stay on this road. It's just hard to tell on the map. Even if the weather and the views aren't super good this morning, I hope you can appreciate the engineering that for whatever reason went into building this road. Just the combination of these bridges that double back on themselves to get you up in elevation, and the tunnels, it's pretty cool. Well, I think we're above the clouds. That's pretty cool. Way off in the distance, Mt Rushmore, hanging in above the clouds. Sometimes it's worth dealing with the nasty weather just for the cool scenes that it presents. That overlook was pretty cool. I didn't know I was going to get to see Mt Rushmore from up here. This is the Norbeck Overlook. We are on the Norbeck National Scenic Byway. Continuing on here. Looks like it's going to be pretty twisty ahead of us. There is a little bit of blue sky in places. There's a nice monument there to Peter Norbeck, the first native something. Sorry, I'll have to insert information about that later. But yeah, pretty cool. This is definitely a fun road. I wouldn't skip it, you know. Part of me is like, oh yeah, screw it, we'll just skip it. But nah. I don't know if this whole little section is paved that we're doing down here or not, but You know, this part's pretty cool anyway. About to jump off of the pavement here. I guess it's still paved. Onto a county road. There's a couple deer. County Road 359 will take us back to Keystone, as the sign said. So I stopped to get some gloves out, and there's a bunch of turkeys over there. Coming back to South Dakota State Route 40 here. Keystone to the left in 3 miles, and that terminates section 3. Now we need to pick up section 1 and continue on to Spearfish. And that's basically just a jog across the road here, so we're not gonna take the time to go back on into Keystone. Have no need to. Got gas last night. Now, that took about an hour, maybe just a little less. Of course, under better weather conditions. Could have probably cut a third of the time off that. I didn't really make a bunch of stops either, though, so it's going to take a little bit of time to do that. Now, had I not landed in a mud hole yesterday, maybe I could have got that done last night, but I really don't think it matters too much. It's not like it added a significant amount of distance. It really didn't add any distance to the route the way I did it. Cut a little off this side, added, what, a mile or two to the other side. So, pretty much a wash. Anyway, now officially on section 1 from Keystone. Returning me back to Spearfish from where I started this journey. It's going to be an interesting day. I've already had to put on more clothes. It's not super cold out, but it's very damp, as you can tell. Wasn't too long there. We peeled off the pavement, jumped off Rockerville Road, that was called, onto, I'm pretty sure this is just a Forest Service road. It doesn't have a name on my Garmin anyway, but I didn't catch a number if there was one posted. Are we turning or we're not turning? I think, I mean, my arrow says we're turning. Or is it just confused? I doubt if it's confused. I'm probably confused. Oh, we're turning. Oh, this seems like a lesser used road. Can't see anything out that visor. Okay. It's like borderline raining. there's so much moisture, you drive fast enough, it essentially becomes rain. Alright, so I think this is Sheridan Lake Road. It's like, at what point do you decide to put on the liner? Oh, this is a paved road. This is probably a good point to put the liner in, I guess. Because it's raining, and if I get soaked through, then I'll be in bad shape. Alright, now that I took all my gear off, put my waterproof liner in, I think it's pretty well stopped raining. Isn't that how it works? So now I'm probably overdressed for the conditions, but oh my, it is what it is. It's actually kind of clearing up just a tiny bit. So hey, I'll take it. If that's all it took was me putting my liner in for it to clear up, we're good. Wasn't too long on the highway there. We pulled off onto a Forest Service road, I guess it is. It doesn't show up on my Garmin with a name again, but just gonna cruise on up through here. You can see the road got a little bit of moisture on it from that shower. Doesn't seem to be bad or anything. Jumped off on this Victoria Lake Road, which was pretty good, and I don't know, right there just turned pretty rocky. I'm sure it's just this little segment of it though. It's got some embedded rock in places, then there's lots of nice smooth areas. I say smooth areas. There's some embedded rock right there. Oh, yep. Alright, we're here. Stay to the right. Centennial Trailhead. Coming up to Rush Creek Road, I guess. Getting on it, looks like. Or it merges with this, I don't know. Road definitely improved, probably for access to that trailhead, I suppose, but I think it's still Victoria Lake Road. Although, are we cutting off of it? I don't know. Oh, there's an interesting one that goes that way, but we're not going that way. Come up to the intersection here, stop, take a little break. Victoria Lake Road continues on. We're jumping off on this lesser road, McMurdy Gulch Road, I think it says there. I don't know, but check it out. See what it's like. I think to the right. Doesn't really show both of those on my map, so this could be entirely wrong. I think this is wrong, as usual. Yep. Back on the correct route here. Yeah, it's a quick shot right over there to the highway. We're not going that way, of course, but this road does look to be better for the moment. Okay, that's a private drive. I'm doing so good about going the wrong way. I don't know. Just seemed like the way. Alright. Fear not, if we get through this mud hole, we will make it to the lake eventually. I was wondering if I was supposed to jump over there and see it and then come back, but no. Route gets us there. Okay, that's the dam to the lake right above us there, behind us now. That's the spillway, I think, right there. It's kind of pretty. Where exactly do we go here, though? Alright, I think just straight ahead and up and out of here. I'm not sure what that area is, maybe a trailhead. Coming up to the reservoir here. It's Pactola. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but it's interesting. It looks like the road, it looks like the spillway crosses the road. Is that right? I don't know. Oh, better watch where I'm going. Eat the guardrail. Gawking. Jesus. Let's run back here to this overlook area real quick. The visitor center, I'm not sure where the visitor center is at. There's a toilet here. We've made it to Pactola Reservoir. Construction on the dam began in 1952, was completed in 1956. Can't see much today though. The visitor center is on across the dam a little ways. It's just kind of interesting and confusing that they put that sign right here by a parking lot that has nothing to do with the visitor center. Like, why didn't they put it just a little bit past this entrance? I don't know. This is kind of interesting because this is obviously the spillway, which means should the lake get to the spillway, it's going to go over this road. Interesting design. So, wow, there's a flag out there. So as we cross the dam here, I would imagine normally it would be worth driving over here just to get the full experience, to get the view of the lake. Right now, you can see a few hundred yards. That's about it. So, that's unfortunate, but we are almost to the visitor center, I think, which I'm sure is closed anyway because of the government shutdown. Turning off the pavement onto Merrill School Road, National Forest 642. I mean, the pavement's good for making time, but it's also good for throwing rain in my eyes. This questionable looking road right here is a route. Oh, this looks like doesn't it? Oh God, can I stay up there? I want to really bad. Well, that was a little hairy, to be honest. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, not that bad. This looks, oh, not bad. Oh, it's greasy as f*** though. That back brake. Oof. Definitely need to control. Oh, I'm already in first gear. I can't go to a lower gear. Gotta be a little gentle on that rear brake. This has been gutted out a little bit, I think. And to the right. Leveling out a little. Coming off of Forest Service Road 642 here. I'm sure that's not what we started on, and I'm sure we were on a number of roads in between where we started and where we finished this little portion. Turning on to another new road. Looks like it's called Bogus Gym Road. As in bogus like fake and Jim like the guy. Looks like a more well beaten in path, so can't really see very far, but I'm sure there's nobody coming. I don't know if you can hear this clanking, but it's not getting any better. Coming into Nemo here, you didn't miss much. It was just a little more gravel, a little better gravel, and then this short stretch of pavement on into town. Now, supposedly there's lodging, food, and gas here. I don't need gas. I don't need lodging, but it is 11 o'clock, and given the opportunity, I might take food, which I'm guessing is the gas place too, probably, because I don't think town amounts to too much. Well, there's maybe a little place over there at that guest ranch, which I'm sure is open to the public, but yeah. Let me go back, because this is town, that's it. I go back there and stop and at least look at the map. Definitely, at a minimum, grab a snack, but I might just eat lunch. Hopefully the places are open. It's Monday, and I have found that some restaurants aren't open on Monday. It's the day they take off. Branding Iron Restaurant over there, and this place, which I don't think probably has gas if you want it, or maybe they got one out of the two. I don't know. Not really sure. Not even sure. It doesn't even, I'm pretty sure it's not open. Pretty sure the sign was not lit up. So let's look at my phone, assess the situation, and go from there. Nemo Mercantile is definitely closed today, but it says that the Branding Iron Restaurant is open on Google. Let's go find out if it really is. The next major town, well, the next town we're going to be in is Deadwood, but we're not taking the direct route to get there. So, I mean, if you just took the highway, I think it would be like 20 some miles, or probably about 40 kilometers. Of course, we're cutting up to a forest. If we don't get attacked by the turkeys first. That doesn't look very promising, does it? I would say that is closed, but Looks pretty damn dark. Yeah, that's closed. So there will be no lunch. No lunch in Nemo. One thing about it, Thanksgiving gets here, there's gonna be plenty to pick from. Look at those damn things. Buzzed up the highway there a little ways, getting ready to jump off here onto whatever this Forest Service road is. Old Ridge Road, I guess, is what it's called on the sign. Forest Service 151. So I had some peanut butter and crackers and a banana back there. It's half after 11 now. That's gonna have to tide me over till I get into Deadwood. Technically, I'll get to Lead just prior to getting into Deadwood, but the logistical difference is insignificant. Let's just say the weather's deteriorated. I think it's snowing now. Yeah, pretty sure that's snow. You haven't missed much. Just kind of been a network of gravel roads. Is this motorcycling weather? I think I've lost my damn mind.
Microphone camera away because of the rain, but it's just been a nice ride up through there besides the aforementioned precipitation. Pull over here to take a look at this old structure. I think this is maybe part of the Homestake mining operation. I'm not exactly sure. It's not even listed on Google Maps. Definitely looks like some sort of mill building or some sort of ore handling operation. Not really sure. We're just outside of Lead and we will be in there momentarily. $2.11. I don't think the guy rang it up right. I don't think he gave it. Current situation in Lead, South Dakota. It's snowing like Christmas in October. With weather conditions deteriorating, why not drive up a mountain? It's snowing, but just lightly up here at least. We're up on Mt Roosevelt at an elevation of 5,600 and some feet, or 1,700 and some meters. Sorry, I forget the exact numbers, I'll put them on the screen. But apparently there's some sort of tower thing. I'm guessing it's that way. We're gonna have to walk over there and find out. I don't want to take my helmet off
I know I look like an idiot. Nobody's gonna see me, trust me. But I didn't realize this was gonna be like a bit of a hike. Enjoying the view. The Friendship Tower was constructed in 1919 to commemorate the death and really the life and all that Theodore Roosevelt contributed to conservation efforts, of course, creating the Forest Service in 1905. This monument stands 31 feet tall, 12 feet in diameter. Now, on a nice day, you could climb it and I'm sure have a spectacular view. Today, we will climb it and see the snowy skies. But was it worth a hike up here? Of course it was, absolutely. Would I take my helmet off next time? Yes, I would. Would I do it in Tech 7s next time? Well, yeah, because it's all I got. I gotta smile and laugh while I can because I'm about to go get on the bike and ride in the snow again. As much fun as that might sound like it is, it's not that much fun. We're gonna try the medium on again and both cameras since it's not raining. It's like snowing, and actually it's kind of transitioning at some points, and it probably will transition more to rain as we go back down and get into a little lower elevations. I mean, honestly, I don't know which is worse. I mean, it's not sticking to the road here, as you can see, but the visor situation, man, I have an insert, a winter insert for my helmet to a nose piece. I'm not sure what it's technically called, but I don't have that with me, so my visor fogs up very easily, but also just like doesn't shed water, and so it's a little difficult to ride with it down, but it's also difficult when it's sleeting in your eyeballs. Coming back into historic Deadwood from our trip up to the Friendship Tower. Current time is 14:15. Gonna make one last pass through the historic area here, just because I didn't get very good footage of it earlier. You know, if it was a nicer day, I would hop off the bike and walk around town. It's just kind of a cool town, I will say, compared to some like tourist trap type towns that just kind of feel like garbage. This definitely has a very authentic feel to it. Definitely a mining history here, and in lead as well, something that I'm certainly interested in exploring more at some time myself. Unsurprisingly, a lot of bars here, a brothel that is, I'm sure, not still active, but cool historic brick streets. I don't think that lady wants me in her picture. Try to do it. The buildings are just super cool. They're probably turn of the last century. The Franklin Hotel, that's pretty cool. I wonder what it costs to stay there. Out of Deadwood here, getting back on the main BDR-X route. On the highway here for a moment, on our way continuing towards our destination of Spearfish, concluding section 1, which will wrap the loop up for me. not too far out of town there, turning onto Maitland Road. Let me tell you how this route generally goes. You're right on the highway for a little bit. You jump off onto a gravel road. The gravel road turns into a lesser gravel road. Then maybe it turns into a 2-track. And then it kind of turns back into a better gravel road. And then eventually you jump back on the highway for just a little bit. And you repeat the cycle. Not that there's anything wrong with that cycle. In fact, it's quite lovely. But that's pretty much what you can expect. And now I can't see anything on my visor because I'm talking. Still traveling on Maitland Road here. It's a pretty good road. Certainly a road that you could make some good time on. Especially under slightly better conditions. At least it's not raining at the moment or anything. It's a little chilly. I think my road's right there. Is there a way to get there? Not really sure. Well, this is interesting. Interesting quandary. Alright, so Christensen Road, the route that you're supposed to take right there, he says that's been out for 2 years. I talked to the guy in the excavator there. He said there's no way around it and just go to Spearfish. So yeah, we're just gonna take the main way back to Spearfish. I mean, we could like probably cross that, but I mean, no, we could get down this side, but we just couldn't get back up the other side, I don't think. So it is what it is. We won't be taking that way. Maitland Road will take us right into Spearfish. Yeah, basically back to Spearfish. Of course, now we're gonna come up to the interstate, which is not really where I'd want to be. But let's see what we got here. I can take the frontage road, I guess. That's probably better than the interstate. And there, so you can see Christensen. Christensen just jogs over there. Of course, it's a gravel road. We're trying to avoid the highway. Christensen just jogs over there and hits that frontage road. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna go right up here. Straight in front of us is a frontage road. On the other side of that is the interstate. We're gonna take the frontage road, go that way to Spearfish, and we'll be wrapping this up at actually a really good time. It's 1,500 hours. If I would have known that it was going to be this quick back to Spearfish, I might have actually spent some more time in Deadwood. I don't know doing what. I could have sat down and had lunch, although I guess I did sit down and have lunch. Either way, it's good. The pizza was an excellent value. That was Christensen Road. Now you probably can't hear me, but we just passed Christensen Road. We're back on the official route. I don't think we missed anything, probably. So, and you can see the end point right up there. That's downtown Spearfish. I don't think there's too much exciting in Spearfish. I mean, it's kind of just, it's a city. It's right on the interstate. If you want to spend some time anywhere, Deadwood did look like a cool town. And I don't know if there's much in iron, but it's pretty cool too. So this literally full circle right here. There's Spearfish Canyon. Right up here, this Conoco station. Just in front of us is where we got fuel as started this journey. So I suppose it's only fitting that we run back there and top the tank off. Well guys, one last fill up here in Spearfish, and that's going to do it for us. I'll probably put some closing thoughts together before I edit the video, but that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss my next adventure video. Thanks for joining me, and have a good day. Welcome to downtown Spearfish. I guess that's what this... Not too exciting as I was not too exciting as I expected, to be honest. What is that? I don't know. Business district to the left. Let's go check that out. Oh, that's the Chamber Tourists. That is to say business district. Oh, the Chamber Center. I could go ask them what the hell to do. My phone's dead, by the way. Won't charge because it has water in the USB port. Unsurprisingly. This video is pointless. The trees are pretty here, though. This piece of sculpture, quite frankly, is the most interesting thing I've seen